Okay, so I'm on my way to do something I haven't ever done before. It's called the sensory deprivation tank. And this is it's like a tank that's totally dark. You put earplugs in your ears and you can't hear anything. So it's totally dark. You can't see anything. You can't hear anything. And you're floating in water that's like super saturated with Epsom salt. It's like 25% Epsom salt. And it's body temperature. So you can't feel it. You float in it and it's totally dark, and you end up having basically no sense of feeling, no sense of hearing, no sense of seeing anything. And the people that I have seen that do this, it sounds awful, and it sounds like, for most people, it sounds claustrophobic, but the people that I see on YouTube that have done this say that it's like the most calming thing that they've ever done, or one of the most calming things they've ever done. So I've signed up to try it for a 90-minute session. So thinking about being in this dark tank for 90 minutes sounds absolutely awful, but I just think it's going to be interesting to try it, and I want to try it. So I'm going to try to record kind of what my experience is, and try to do it as soon as I get out. And when I get in there, I'll show you what it looks like. But this was something that was kind of pioneered by this guy named John Lilly in the 1950s. And people say that it's just an amazing experience. And I don't know if it's because of the Epsom salt, or if it's just you're kind of separating yourself from all senses. And people say that the kind of the meditative quality of what they get out of this is just really unique. And so I'm going to give it a shot. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm not sure why, but I'm just going to try it. So I'll show it to you when I get inside, and then tell you what it was like. Okay, so I just got out of the sensory deprivation chamber, and it was good. It was 90 minutes. It didn't seem that long. And the first thing that I noticed when I got in was that I closed my eyes. It doesn't matter if you close your eyes or not. It's totally dark. You can't see a thing, and you can't hear a thing either. And but you're sort of suspended in this solution. And so when I sort of laid there still, I almost had this sensation that I was spinning, like clockwise. And I wasn't, because the chamber that you're in is not that big. It's not that wide. You probably have another maybe foot on each side of you, but there's no way you could be spinning. But I sort of had this sensation that I was turning. And I think the reason for that is just that you can't really feel the solution you're in. It's body temperature, and you can't really feel it. And so that was the first thing. And then you lie there, and for me anyway, you're just kind of getting used to the solution, and getting used to how it feels, and getting acclimated and everything. And about the only thing you can really hear is your heart rate in your ears. You can hear it, bump, 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 and you can just hear it. And so you're kind of listening to it, and you're listening to your breathing. And so after a while, I started noticing that my breathing, I sort of stretched out. After a little while, I kind of relaxed, and my breathing got much, much deeper. And so I would notice that I would be taking really deep, slow breaths and really exhaling slowly. And I got more and more relaxed. And at one point, my mind kind of went to, I wonder if I should be thinking through some kind of an issue or problem or something like that while I'm in here, because this is just really good kind of meditative time. And so it was almost like this voice in my head said, so what is it that you want to know? And it was weird, because it was sort of like, it almost felt like that was somebody else asking me that question. And I didn't know what the answer was. And I kind of almost wondered if the question that I wanted to know was what the question was that I wanted to know. I mean, it was like, maybe that's the question. And it was just a weird thing, and I never got a resolution to where my mind was going with that, but it was just kind of an interesting thing, like, what is the question that I want to know? And then I never really saw much in the way of lights. Some people say they see a lot of lights, and I would see some kind of like dark violets and things like that sometimes in my vision and stuff, but not like lights like some people see when you read or listen to accounts of people doing the float tank experience. And then the other thing is I started kind of drifting off, and I had lots and lots of dreams. Like they would be very short dreams, and I'd kind of know that I was getting ready to start dreaming. I couldn't really control the dream, but I could tell I was getting ready to start dreaming. And so I had a lot of dreams. And it could be something like something would start falling off my desk, like a book would start falling off my desk, and I would sort of feel my hand reach out to grab it, and I'd move it slightly in the water, and the water would make a little motion, and I would feel that, and that would kind of bring me back to the tank. And so I had lots of little dreams like that. And then it didn't seem like 90 minutes. I mean, it probably felt like maybe 45. I was generally aware at the time, but after a while I got really relaxed, and I definitely will do it again. I think it was a really neat experience, and I just think that probably that Epsom salt that you're soaking in is probably good for you too. So I thought it was really neat, and I think I will do it again. It was cool.